Here are the 5 things I wish I knew before starting my own business. And this applies to you no matter what space you are looking into doing. It could be coaching, it could be a local business, or it can be e-com. These all apply. Stay tuned. So 5 things I wish I knew before starting my own business. The first one is I would have hired a coach. There are 3 different kinds of coaches that I think are super important in growing a business. There's a business coach, someone who could really see things in a big picture perspective, someone who could see 2, 3, 5, 10 years ahead and help you to think bigger, to think forward, and not be in a place where you might be strapped because one change happens in the economy and suddenly you're out of business, to help you to make sure you're diversified. Second one would be a marketing coach, someone who really gets how to do marketing, how to do campaigns. And third would be a mindset coach. Oh my goodness. I think half the battle of starting and having a thriving business has to do with your mindset. Now, if you can find a coach that actually has experience and is really great in all 3, oh man, you're in great shape. If you don't, it is very common for you to have different coaches who specialize in different things. So, if you are going into consulting or coaching or teaching, hire a coach that has achieved what you want to achieve. Hire a coach that can help you through some of the mindset blocks that you might have. Help you to explain to you how they did their marketing so that you know how to set up your marketing. If you are opening up an ice cream shop down the street, talk to other ice cream shops or something very comparable, maybe another form of dessert, maybe it's a crepe shop. Go talk to them, talk about all the difficulties that they've had, talk about what are the challenges, what are the peak months and slow months. That's where you learn, by reaching out to people who have already done what you want to do. The second thing I would do is I would pick a niche. I know this is so hard to do because you don't really know which niche to go into. Some of you might have a passion and a drive for one particular niche, and it's a very easy thing for you to do. But I highly recommend that at least when you're starting out and you work in different industries, that at some point you niche down into one. The more you can be an expert in a particular industry, a particular niche, the easier it will be for people to say, hey, go contact Connie. She knows a lot about e-com. And that's what you want, for your reputation to be very easy and for it to be spread in a way where people can refer you business. Another reason why I highly recommend picking a niche is you'll find that you're going to have to talk about that niche quite a bit. So make sure to find something that you actually are passionate about. Like, for example, I would probably not be in the niche of like male hair grooming or something because I don't understand it whatsoever. I don't know the audience. It would be a huge challenge for me to understand and write about it on a regular basis, let alone talk about it. So make sure to find a niche that you enjoy talking about. Like, you can talk about it 7 days a week. So that's another reason why I highly recommend you find something that you really enjoy. So you've got this idea to start your business. You got yourself a coach who can do business coaching, marketing coaching, and mindset coaching. You've now found a niche. What next? My mind gets very tactical, so these last 3 points will be more tactical. So number 3 is creating a business around a reoccurring revenue model. The reason for that is you could sell the most beautifully handcrafted table, but now you have nothing else to sell them because this table will pretty much last a lifetime. So instead, I would highly recommend and encourage that you look into ways to create a reoccurring revenue model. An example of this would be a diaper genie. It's a little trash can used for diapers, dirty diapers. Well, the trash can itself can last quite some time, but what do we need to keep refilling? It's the trash bags that are designed to be placed inside, and so that's their reoccurring revenue model. So it can still be a supplement of their main product, but you have to think of ways to bring that customer back and order more over and over and over again. So the next one is to have a multi-product or service model. If you just have one idea for one product or one service, I would highly recommend you just consider thinking through and planning having the other products and service before you launch. Having one makes it hard for it to be a profitable business, because you acquire a customer, you sell them the one product, and you're done. But if you have multiple products, you acquire a customer, you sell them one product, you invite them to come back, you sell them a second product. So it's a much more profitable model. And the very last thing I wish I knew before starting my business is validate. I highly recommend you validate, test your idea. You validate, test your product, your service. And there's a variety of different ways you can do that. I strongly recommend Facebook ads as one option, depending on what product or service it is, of course. And I have more information about that in the link below if you're interested in learning more about validation testing. But basically what validation is that you take your product or service, you go to people you don't know, and you find out how much they like it or dislike the product, what their feedback is. And if you get a green light across the board, people are raving, people are loving it, people actually pay money for it. It's one thing when you're giving it away for free and they say they like it. It's another thing that they actually pay for it and they say they like it. So get that feedback, and after you get that feedback, then jump into opening up your ice cream shop with your interesting new technique of how you make the ice cream. Prove that it's something that people would want and they would pay for that price before you do that. So once you have validated it, then you can jump into actually creating a store, whether it's online or offline, and start going through that process of building your business. So I hope this helps. These are definitely things that I wish I knew before starting my business, and I think it could apply to a lot of people no matter what kind of business you are in. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, like, or comment below, and I'd love to hear from you. Thanks!